Game 3 of 3 for the Sheffield Steelers after 2 games up in Braehead. Colin Eddy was ready to take on the Coventry Blaze with Brian Stewart in goal. He pulled himself on Saturday in the defeat against Cardiff injured, but he was back in action Sunday. Stephen Gertson, deja vu, player coach of the Coventry Blaze. Big Frank led the Sheffield Steelers out. A victory tonight would put Doyle and the Steelers top of the Elite League table. Steelers dominated, start to finish, out shooting the Blaze 2-1. Big hit Bocek on War. Bocek knows it. He covers War up. But in the play that follows, Fretter sets up Forney. 1-0 Sheffield Steelers. 6:52 on the power play. Sescon was off for hooking. Bocek would get a delayed boarding minor. After that hit, you'll only just see it in the corner here. Bocek follows through on War. War takes it nastily. But Fretter feeds Forney. What a one-timer from Forney. Look at the whip on that. Rawley could only watch. Stewart couldn't see it. Chalmers ducked out of the way. Steelers led 1-0. But very soon after that, the Blaze came back at the Sheffield Steelers. As I say, Steelers outshot the Coventry Blaze 2-1 in this game on Sunday. But in the first 2 chances the Blaze had, they scored twice. Here's the first. Stephen Gertson would pick up on this rebound as the Steelers try and clear. Gertson follows through. And the player coach of the Blaze was delighted at 10-14 as he equalises. Venus and O'Mara would pick up the assists. Steelers try and clear there, but it just falls into the path of Stephen Gertson. Somehow we're tied at 1. Should have been 3 or 4-0 at this point, but we're tied at 1. Never mind, the Steelers would go ahead again. War was involved, so was Fretter, wearing the 17 shirt on this Sunday. But it was Colin Eddy who picked the pass up from Mike Forney. He shoots, he scores. And the cheers of Eddy, Eddy, Eddy ring round the arena at 14-17. Steelers led 2-1. I think Fretter should have had an assist on this one as well. But Forney picked up the assist as Eddy shoots and scores. 2-1 Steelers. But quicker than you can say, well, quicker than you can make a goal announcement, the Coventry Blaze were back tied. And it was Stephen Gertson again that would tie. What a season Ross Venus is having for the Coventry Blaze. The youngster playing, wearing 59, playing with O'Mara, 22. And Gertson, it was Cowley to Venus. And it fed through to Stephen Gertson. He's second at 14:43. Venus and Cowley with the assists. And again, somehow we were tied at 2-2. 4 goals in 14 minutes, but there would be no more till overtime. Before that, though, plenty of action. Tanaka's shot led to a little bit of a scuffle. And then a breakaway for the Steelers. Rod Sarridge playing up on the wing. Pulls a gorgeous move, but his backhand just goes over the bar. Look at this again in the super slow-mo. Pulls the move. He's got Stewart beat. Oh, inches over. Rod Sarridge. Steelers were dominant. 12-2 they outshot the Blaze in the second period. Look at Fretter here. Eddy out in front. A battle. And then a bit of a push and shove with DaCosta. Bocek ain't too happy about that. He comes in third man. Doesn't get third man, but has a little scrap. Then with Colin Eddy. Well, more of a wrestle. Few punches thrown. Steelers would end up with a power play. As discussed as minor. Bocek and Eddy would both get 5-minute fighting majors. Good little wrestle, bit of a scuffle. They fall to the ice. Remember, these 2 teams meet on Saturday. Into overtime he went. Dumbest penalty of the year so far. Bang. How about that? Rory Rawley. 8 seconds into overtime on a nothing play. And then he holds his hands up. Look at the slash. Off the play. Mosienko goes down. And rightfully, Rawley's dumb penalty was punished. On the 4-on-3 power play, who's the best frontman in the league on the power play? Mathieu Roy by a country mile. And look at his work here. This is a frightening foursome out there, isn't it, for the Sheffield Steelers? The shot will come in. And look at the work Mathieu Roy on the power play. O'Connor's pass, War once, twice, gets there. Game-winning goal, Mathieu Roy. 60-32 on the 4-on-3 power play. Rawlick's penalty, duly punished, and the Steelers went top of the league with that overtime winner from Mathieu Roy. You can see Stephen Gertson's frustration, and I'm sure his defenceman heard the wrath after taking such a silly penalty. Roy was pumped, we were pumped, we were on the edge of our seats, we were on our feet. The Sheffield Steelers, top of the table. 3-2 victory over the Blaze. Mathieu Roy's game winner earned him the man of the match. He did the Eddie afterwards as well. Jason Hewitt was there to high-five the guys off the ice. Let's hear what the coach, Gerad Adams, had to say about that victory. Gee, congratulations. It was always going to be a tough one, being the third game in 3 nights, but your boys found a way to get the points.
It's difficult. I mean, nobody knows but the players how hard it is to play those 3 games, 3 nights with the travel. I mean, every team in our league has to do it, but it's very important to pick up the points. And you know, I thought we made hard work of it tonight at times, but we were able to stick with it in the sense of I don't think we gave them too many scoring opportunities, and it was difficult. I mean, we had a 2-0 with 2 of the league's top scorers, and we didn't score. I thought their goalie played out of his skin tonight, and the scoreline could have been a lot worse for them. But we were able to stick in there, and it's nice for Mathieu Roy to get that goal in the end.
I was going to say, if there was a man who wanted just to be by a sniffling puck just by the goal, it's Mathieu Roy. He's fantastic from that range, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's one of the better players in our league on the power play in front of the net. He's a tough guy to move, and he sticks in there. He takes a lot of abuse and cross checks and slashes and stuff, but he hangs in there and he gets his rewards. So really happy for him to get that goal.
Was there a feeling on the bench maybe that it wasn't going to come because we were having so many chances, like the 2-0, and Stuart was standing on his head?
I think in the first period, yes. After that, a good chat after the first period, and the guys are really positive on the bench. You know, the comments, stay with it, it's going to come, we're going to score, that kind of stuff. So all that helps, the positive reinforcement. So I think after the first period, you know, I think we always knew it was going to come. It was just a matter of when.
You talk about the 3-3. I was stood outside. Fans were coming back from Braid exhausted, and they'd only driven up to watch a game. Is it more physical or is it more mental, the drain when you have to play 3 games and such a travel as well?
Well, I think it's both. I think, like you can see tonight, some examples where our guys, you know, they want to get to pucks, they want to get their feet going, but you know, they just can't. And then it plays on you. Then it's easy for guys to get frustrated. The emotions kind of yo-yo up and down. So you have to stay with it and keep everything positive. And you know, that's what they did. And I mean, the stronger you are mentally, the stronger you are physically as well.
The biggest question tonight is, where's Danny Roy? Is he here? And how is he? Just give us an update on him and when you expect him to be back on the ice.
Dan will be on the ice Tuesday morning. I think, you know, just get him in here and get him settled. He had a couple tough days with the travel and getting here. He hasn't trained too much when he was back in Canada, so I think we just need to get him in, get some time on the ice, some training, get used to a few things, get used to the players, and you know, he's been a joy to work with since he got here. His attitude's really good. His attitude's really positive. I think that's, you know, it's a sign of a good character player.
Matthew, is there a better feeling in hockey than scoring a game winner, especially in overtime?
I don't think so, especially on a 4-3 like that after a big weekend, 3-3. I think that's what we wanted, to those 2 points, and 4-6. That's what we're looking for. It's good.
I thought Stuart had smothered the first shot, but obviously he hadn't, and you just were persistent.
Yeah, the puck I was laying right there. I was kind of scared that the ref was blowing because I saw him on the other side. So he's not going to see it, but I didn't take a second. I saw the puck, I put it in, so just to make sure.
It was a tough weekend, wasn't it, with those 2 games up in Braehead as well. Is it more a physical thing or a mental thing, the whole 3-3?
I think it's a mental thing for sure, especially after that game we lost and we drove like a good 5 hours after the game. And like I said, the guys show up here, though we play for 60 minutes and we came out with the 2 points.
I've had players before say to me, it's actually after game 2 that you feel worse, not so much game 3. Yeah. How is it with you?
That second game in Brad was pretty tough on physical. It's mentally too, but on physical they play pretty hard. And we came here and we didn't know what to expect with Coventry. But like I said, the goalie made some big save. I think in a second we could have the lead a little bit more, but we stuck with it and we had the 2 points.
Was there ever a feeling on the bench it might not go our way? I'm thinking especially after the 2-0 when he makes the big save.
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, always like maybe we'll tight your stick a little bit more when the goalie makes some big save like that. But we stick with it, and we didn't get it in the 3 period, but we 30 seconds in the OT and we did it, so it was good.
And I understand you have an extra day off this week. The coach is such a generous chap.
Yeah, it's always good to have an extra day off. Put the smile on the guy's face, and especially with that 3-on-3, it was tough for us. So, but that'll be good.